Welcome back, guys. This video is just going to be me ranting right now, and I hate to do this because I don't like to be negative about things, but I gotta just vent a little bit, and you're going to be listening. Today's topic is kind of quick lube shops and their sketchy practices. Now, this is something that has been talked about tons and tons of times online and on even like local news stations and stuff. They've done these little sting operation things, and everybody knows about it. But man, it just... A couple of things. Number one, I've had very little dealings with these types of places because I do a lot of my own work. And number two, it's just fresh in my mind right now. So a couple days ago, I had a quick lube type place do the inspection on my 2022 Ford F-250, okay? And then now, like a week later, I had tires put on my girlfriend's 2014 Jeep Compass. So they apparently now, they didn't before, do a quote-unquote courtesy check where they look at all your stuff and see what your your vehicle needs, at least by their definition of need. And on the 2022 Super Duty with 50,000 miles, they were trying to tell me that it needs a well, first of all, they were trying to tell me it needs a brake fluid flush and crap, what else was it? Something else, like fluid wise. And I was like, no freaking way, right? This is ridiculous. Well, technically speaking, I will give them credit. In the owner's manual, it does say every 3 years with Super Duties to do a brake fluid flush or 100,000 miles, which is actually shocking to me because I've never seen an owner's manual say that. But I'm like, okay, touche. Technically, they're right. Do I think they looked that up? Absolutely not. But they were technically right. So that's number one. Number two, though, they're like, oh, you need a new air filter. And they sent a picture of it in their little courtesy check. And I'm like, it was a little dirty, for sure. It could have been replaced. But it wasn't that bad, right? So I'm like, okay, that's fair, right? Like, that's fine. I was like a little bit perturbed by it. I forget what the third thing was, but it was, something kind of a little bit petty, but especially for a 2022 vehicle. But listen, I get it. Inspections are negative income for shops. You get $21 to spend an hour on a freaking car looking at crap. I get it, right? They're a business. They got to make money. So like, I was kind of willing to just let that go. But here's what really bugs me. I ordered tires from Tire Rack, shipped them to this place to be paid to be installed at their site. They're a Tire Rack authorized dealer. This is all legit stuff they signed up for and they chose to do. Okay, so I send the tires, call them up. Hey, taking my vehicle in, blah blah. This is what it is. 2014 Jeep Compass, all good. It's got 133,957 miles on it. So they get it in there. They do their courtesy check. Oh, hey, both control arms bushings are bad, the struts are bad, it needs brake fluid, it needs power steering fluid, it needs the coolant's low, all these different things, right? Now guys, you've seen me on my channel, I fix a lot of cars, and by no means do I claim to be a mechanic, by no means do I claim to know it all, but I do know for a fact this car is relatively dialed, it's in pretty good shape. I just threw rear wheel bearings at it, I was just underneath it, I gave it a good once over, all that kind of stuff. Well, I looked at the courtesy check very closely. The one A-arm bushing was totally 100% blown. I fully agree with them. The rubber separated from the joint, and it's blown. So I was shocked to see that, to be honest, because I was just under the dang thing, and maybe it was a little bit cracked, weather checked a little bit, but it was not fully separated. So I don't know what I missed, or it just happened to happen in the last 3 weeks or so. That can also be the case, right? So that's fine. Maybe it happened in the last 3 weeks. That's cool. But then the other control arm bushing, they said that the other side was bad as well. And I looked at it, and I'm like, in the picture, it's a little bit of a blurry picture, and it looks completely fine in the photo. Now listen, maybe in real life, it's a tiny bit cracked. Potentially. For sure. Okay, fine, right? And then they also said all 4 struts are bad. Now, I don't really know how many miles are on these struts. If they had been done before my girlfriend bought this car, she bought it before we were dating, I have no idea. However, if you drive it on the interstate, and in city roads, and on country roads, and over hills, and bumpy roads, and smooth roads, it drives perfectly fine. It is a 2014 Jeep Compass. It is not a high-performance vehicle. It is really not that important, so long as the thing's not pogo sticking around, to have perfectly, brand new shocks on it, right? It, again, drives perfectly fine. I would never, ever, ever tell somebody to put shocks in this car, and I have a lot of experience with cars and driven a lot of cars. So take that for what it's worth. And they claimed they were leaking. The shocks were leaking. And what I think they saw was two things. Number one, it was a very wet day when I brought this thing in. So the whole wheel wells were wet, but I think because there's a lot of crown on this car, I crown undercoat it, I think it stuck to the struts in a way that it didn't stick to the rest of the wheel well because it just didn't get quite as abraded off the strut itself. So the water and or the crown are kind of on the struts, and the entire strut is kind of wet. Not just like where the ram is, right? It's the entire thing because there's crown all over it. Now, here's the thing. Let's say it was leaking hydraulic fluid, right? That is perfectly good reason to replace a strut, for sure. However, not impossible, but let's just use some logic, right? The car drives perfectly fine. And yet, all 4 struts are leaking. A very equal amount, and all look the same. Doesn't that seem weird? Like, just mathematically, right? If I'm a mechanic, I'm looking at it saying, okay, the probability that all 4 are leaking is relatively low, but definitely could happen. But then the probability that all 4 are leaking and the car drives perfectly fine is even lower. So maybe I should ask the customer, just pick their brain a little bit, right? And or make the observation and say, hey, any ideas when you make the report? So that's just not good investigation work in my opinion. But hey, it could be an issue, right? It could legitimately be an issue. The coolant low thing, I mean, it might I gotta look. It might technically be low in the expansion tank slightly, but that doesn't really matter. So I haven't even looked at it. I honestly don't think it's low, but I'll give them that one. I have no idea. They did the brake fluid copper content test, whatever that means. I don't know if that's actually a thing. I've actually never heard of that. I talked to some people I know, and like I said, I've heard of most car stuff. Maybe it's a thing, so I'll take that one. I'm trying to be considerate in this video. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. But here's where it gets me. Okay? This is what gets me. The freaking price that they want to charge to do this work. So the control arms for a high quality replacement on Rock Auto are $80. That's the highest end options you can get. OEM's probably more, but you sure as crap know they're not using OEM parts. So, a Napa auto parts store type part is going to be $160 at most, right? I just assume double on Rock Auto. Let's just call it $160, their price, right? Because they're inflating it, whatever. So you've got $320 in parts, and they wanted to charge $941. And this car's not rusty, so it's not like they were worried about having to deal with rust and getting bolts out. I guarantee you, and we'll find out because I'll do it myself, I guarantee you I can swap that control arm out in, mind you, the car's already on the lift. So once it's already up on the lift and everything, I can swap it out in 30 minutes flat. Easy. Maybe an hour. So that's, $150 to $200 in total labor, let's call it. So where does that put us? $500? Maybe $600? Not $941. The struts are $300 for the front pair-ish and $200 for the rear pair-ish, give or take. That was a little bit higher end ones. You can get cheaper, you can get more, whatever. Again, that's $450 in parts, call it. That's a longer job, I'll give them that. You're gonna be in the $500 labor range, right? So call that $1,000 bill. Their price was I forget exactly, it was $1,800 or $2,000. So basically they're just charging, I know an independent shop, a regular independent honest shop would not charge these prices. I know enough people who don't, I don't work on their car, they get their car worked on, and I've known the prices they've paid. Heck, I've seen the control arm. She had a control arm replaced in this car for $190 with labor or whatever. I forget what it was, but it was a couple years ago, so fair enough. But it wasn't that much, right? It was $200, $300. It was some reasonable amount of money. Anyway, my point is, it's just so frustrating that these types of shops exist that are just, it's these guys are smart about it. They're kind of playing the gray area where they're not really lying to you. They're not completely making stuff up necessarily, but they're not giving you the whole story. on actually what's wrong or what needs to be done. And then on top of that, they're giving you a ridiculous price to fix the thing that doesn't really need to be fixed potentially, and or just has more life in it. Again, going back to the struts quick, if they are leaking, fine. Well, until it rides bad, you know, that's the type of thing I would say to a customer, hey, you probably should replace these, but if you're kind of trying to wait a few months, you're also going to be okay too, right? So like that's also a point. And listen, they're trying to make the sale their business. They also have liability by saying that. I get it. I don't even expect them to say that. So anyway, I can keep rambling on about this, but long story short, I just want to kind of tell the world here what little tiny platform I have. Just be careful. Do your research. Especially, and I don't mean to be a jerk when I say this, especially if you don't know a lot about cars and you're the type of personality type where you're very agreeable and you don't want to cause a scene. Tell them no. Even if they start to push you, hey, you really should get this done. You really should. It's unsafe. It's this. It's that. Tell them no. I will have my mechanic, look at it. My normal mechanic look at it. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate you bringing up the issue to me. And I even said to the guy, I kind of threw him off. I was like, oh wow, yeah, that control arm bushing, that's a good catch. Thank you for catching that. I'll be sure to fix it. I do all my own work. And he was like, ah, crap, clearly I'm not going to get the sale, and he dropped it, right? So there's kind of ways you can navigate that as well. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you a little bit of, advice, experience. I don't have a lot of dealings with shops, but there's a lot of good, honest mechanics out there. Go find one of them. I hate the fact that everybody just assumes mechanics are shysters, but, examples like what I'm seeing show that. And even though these guys aren't super, super shystery, for lack of a better term, they're 50% there, right? And that's just frustrating. It just makes you feel dirty by the time you get out. You feel like you were trying to get taken advantage of. And then they also did the classic it needs power steering fluid trick. That is brand new, as of last year, ATF4. I don't know if you can see how red that is, but it's perfectly brand new. So they didn't check it in, they just assume that nobody does that, even though I do it. So yeah. I was gonna leave that rant in the car where it was, but I'm too fired up about this, so we're gonna keep this video going. So let's talk about this too. They said all the tires have 1/32 of tread. Now obviously, I took it there to get tires put on, okay? To get these tires put on. And so that it really doesn't matter, right? I mean, they knew we were getting tires. But look, this is just so stupid to me. First of all, these tires have, at least 2/32. That's like the worst spot. I mean, this edge here, sure, but that's not really anything crazy, at all. And then even like this one wore real funny. They said it needed an alignment. I agree with them. It definitely needs an alignment. This one wore funny, but that one's like 3, almost maybe 4 in spots if you kind of pick a good spot. So they didn't all have 1/32. I mean, yes, this edge is a little lower for sure. That's really a fair spot to put it. That's maybe 2. But, again, just stretching the truth, right? That's the theme. Like, they're not wrong. These tires are worn out. Like, obviously, I put new tires on it, but they're stretching the truth. But anyway, you get my point. So I'll stop ranting to you guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. As always, God bless America. Thanks for watching. I said this all backwards. See you on the next one. Goodbye.